When a woman's just getting to know a guy, whether she's meeting you out at a bar or a social event, maybe it's a mutual friend in your social circle just introduced you to her, maybe it's a new coworker of yours, or even a woman that you were talking to on a dating app and now you're meeting her in person for the first time. What is going on is she's quickly trying to put you into one of four categories. In this video, I'm going to tell you what those four categories are and why most guys are mistakenly putting themselves in the wrong category, which is costing them all the women they really want to have relationships with. Hi, I'm Bobby Rio. And women need a shortcut, right? When a woman's just getting to know a guy, when she's just meeting him, she kind of wants to quickly know what is the potential this guy has in my life. And this is the biggest reason that most guys don't wind up with the women they want to be with. And I'm gonna explain this, and it's very paradoxical, it's very counterintuitive. So you wanna pay close attention as I go through this, and I think you're gonna find it makes a lot of sense. So there's actually 5 categories, but the 5th category is creep. That's the guy that she's immediately like, get me away from this guy. We're not even gonna talk about that guy because chances are you're not that guy if you're watching this video and you have the social intelligence enough to know, hey, I wanna improve, I wanna know. The creep is the guy who has no social intelligence. So I'm not even gonna talk about that guy. I'm gonna talk about the 4 roles that most of average guys fall into, potential roles in her mind. So the first role, and this is actually the most common role, and in a lot of ways it's the worst role, and that is nice guy, right? The average guy is the nice guy, and the reason that I say it's the worst of the 4 is because really the nice guy is invisible to a woman, right? Imagine a piece of cardboard with like, 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth drawn on, and it's basically irreplaceable. That's what the average nice guy is to a woman. He is every single other guy she's ever met in like a caricature, right? He says the same boring things to her. He compliments her. He's just so ordinary that he becomes invisible to her. And I'm gonna tell you why most guys fall into that role, because they do it not because they're really, these genuine nice guys. They do it because they're actually thinking they're doing something else. But first, let me tell you the second role. The second role is friend. And a lot of people think that being in the friend zone is the worst place to be with a woman, but actually being in the nice guy zone is worse, because if you're meeting a girl at work or a social circle and she thinks, oh, this guy is cool, this guy's nice, he's funny, he might make a good friend, at least she recognizes you. You're not invisible to her. She has respect for you. And if you truly are friends with a woman, you can eventually date her, right? Now, there's a difference between truly being friends with a woman and being a nice guy orbiting her and following her around and she's just too polite to say, hey, just stop texting me already. So potential friend is one of the roles that a woman will place you in. The next one is potential boyfriend. Okay, potential boyfriend. And this is where a woman goes, this guy's got boyfriend potential. This guy, I can see myself dating him. We have a lot of things in common. He just seems like the kind of guy I would date, okay? The 4th one is potential lover. Okay. And this is the guy that a woman, she may or may not like you. She may or may not think you guys have things in common, but she finds herself attracted to you even if she doesn't know why, even if you're not her type. She's just like talking to you and she's, those feelings are bubbling up inside of her, okay? Now, I wanna tell you the biggest mistake men make. The biggest mistake the average guy makes when he meets an attractive woman or a woman that he thinks, wow, this girl is my type, she could be somebody I would wanna have, a relationship with. The biggest mistake he makes is this. He tries to present himself as a potential boyfriend, okay? Very counterintuitive. When the average guy sees a woman that he's attracted to, he goes into boyfriend mode. Like, I'm going to show her that I'm this good guy, I'm this nice guy, I have a lot in common with her, we get along well, we like all the same things, I'm gonna listen to her problems, and I'm gonna be very attentive to her, and I'm gonna tell her to have a nice day, and I'm gonna be, and what happens when you go into potential boyfriend mode is you turn into the average nice guy, right? Because you're doing what every other guy does. You're kissing her butt, you're complimenting her, you're faking that you have interest in things that you don't really have interest in. Your real personality is not coming through because you're going into this mode of, I need to show her that I would make a good boyfriend. And when that happens, you generally wind up here in the nice guy zone. Sometimes you wind up here in the friend zone, but you never actually wind up here as a boyfriend or here as a potential lover. So what does a guy need to do? A guy needs to realize that being a woman's potential boyfriend has nothing to do with having a lot in common with her. It has nothing to do with being, a romantic gentleman, because a woman's idea of romance is not what our idea of romance is, right? A guy, when they say, well, what is romance? We think showing up to a date with flowers is romance, or opening her door is romance. And all those things are good. There's nothing wrong with opening a door. Don't show up for a date with flowers. That you don't want to do. But opening her door, car door, stuff like that, perfectly good. But that's really not romance, right? Because any nice guy will do that. That's not romance. In a woman's mind, romance is all these emotions that are going through. If you think of a romance novel, it's not about the nice guy showing up with flowers going, hey, and you like Desperate Housewives? I watched that too. No, in a romance novel that women are accustomed to, it's the anticipation. Is it gonna happen? Is it not gonna happen? Does he like me? Does he not like me? Is he gonna text me? It's her with her friends going, I don't know, he's 1 minute, he's talking to me, and then I don't know. And that's what a romance novel is, right? It's this anticipation, it's this buildup where it's creating all these feelings where you actually, a lot of times she's viewing you as a potential lover and not even a potential boyfriend at this time. But the thing is that if a woman doesn't view you as a potential lover, she's never gonna view you as a potential boyfriend, right? Because you've gotta elicit that feeling in her of, I want this guy, I wanna hear from him, I wanna talk to him, I want him to kiss me already, right? That's the guy that becomes her boyfriend. Not the guy who, is opening the car door and, telling her how pretty she is every 5 minutes, right? That's the guy who winds up in the nice guy zone. So I know it's really paradoxical. I know I went through this fast, but the main point that I want to get across is if you go into an interaction with a new woman that you think has potential and you say to yourself, oh, I want to show her that I would make a good boyfriend, you're actually going to be doing yourself a disservice, and you're going to wind up right here in the nice guy zone or right here in the friend zone. Instead, you want to be a potential lover. You want to be the guy that keeps her anticipating what's going to happen next. You want to know how to elicit certain emotions in her, certain feelings in her where she's feeling attraction, right? Because a woman doesn't logically choose like, well, this guy checks off every single box. Oh, he has a lot in common with me and he has a good job and I'm gonna make him my boyfriend. No, it's a reaction she has. It's her going, I can't stop thinking about this guy. It's her going, why am I always talking to my friends about this guy? That's the guy that winds up as her actual boyfriend. And it's a really important thing to understand. So what I want to recommend that you do is I have a quiz that helps you identify which zone you're doing, right? And what it does is it talks about common scenarios that you're gonna be with women and how you respond or react to these things. And your answers to this quiz will reveal if you are in the nice guy zone, if you're in the friend zone, if you're in the boyfriend zone or the potential lover zone. Because most guys, like I said, think they're doing things that are making them a potential boyfriend, but instead they're making them just another nice guy. If you want to see which category you fall into, I recommend taking the free quiz below, because not only does it tell you which of the categories you fall into, but it also gives you a customized plan. So if you've already messed up with a girl, if there was a woman, a coworker, a female friend, and you wound up in one of the wrong categories, it gives you a customized plan of how you can change the category you are in her mind. So take the quiz below. It's completely free. You will immediately get your custom plan. It'll immediately give you your results. Click below and leave me a comment and let me know what you think.